Must be online soon. Oh, who is this now? Are we online?
No.
Okay, I'll wait.
Yes, now we're online.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a moment. We must be online now. Okay. And I'll go ahead and record it because nobody's against recording. How comes I cannot see I cannot find the recording button? Timothy, can you find it? You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. On the left hand top, there is an icon stating live.
It's live. That is live on Facebook.
Live
Maybe we can just leave it on Facebook as well so that it can also run there.
Yeah.
And then otherwise I could have recorded it here and saved it over here and on Facebook as well. But we are safe because it's being recorded on Facebook right now. So let's kick off. Good evening, everybody. Thanks once again for joining us, despite the very beautiful sun out there. So you're all here. And to most of us, or most of you who were yesterday in Cologne, but managed to attend the meeting on time, I want to say karibuni and asante sana. Our session today is about investment. And for that, we have invited Mr. Timothy Tiriri, who holds a diploma in architectural engineer. And he is practicing it both in Germany and Kenya. Timothy, you'll correct me if I'm wrong. Both in Germany and in Kenya. And the session will be divided into 3 parts. The first part will be Timothy talking about, actually why he's here, that is about the Scan Real Estate Limited Company, which is a diaspora baby. So the real estate has been brought up by diasporans, and Timothy will expound on that. While talking to Timothy, I asked him, Sisi, I told him in Kiswahili, bwana sisi kazi yetu nimeona wewe ni architect. Sisi shida yetu Ujerumani, we would like, so most of us have acquired land somewhere, or some people are also still looking for land. Whatever you've built, is it possible for us, for you, or for any other person within your company to be able to design, to give us designs of the buildings that you like to design for us, our houses, to sell us land, to construct whatever they've designed, and actually to be there and help in overseeing the whole thing. And of course, he agreed. He said, yes, we can talk about that. And I said that will not be, that is not bad, because that is actually also one of the biggest problems that we have. Like, if you've realized, most of the real estate agencies that we've invited, somebody will ask, hey, Miniko land Eldoret, can you please build for me? Or do you have something in Eldoret? Do you have something in Kisumu? Do you have something in Kakamega? Or do you have something in Kitale? Mostly it's a no. But here is somebody who says, okay, I can give you my offers. And also they also have land. So I'm waiting and eager to hear what exactly he has for us in store today. The last part of this will be the question and answer session. So whoever has a question, we picked up, some people sent me some questions via inbox, which I've forwarded to Timothy. And I'm sure some will be answered as he speaks. and the rest that will not have been answered, I can ask him in the Q&A session. And also those who are following us online on Facebook, please just put your questions in the group, and Charity will pick them up and give them over to us, and put them across over here so that Timothy can answer them. And thereafter we will close. Na mnajua vile inakuanga, the Zoom has been saved. It will be in our archives. And all the potential customers, those who like more information from Timothy, there's going to be a messenger group that will be set aside, because Timothy cannot be in our group. So whatever you'll be asking, sisi hatuwezi jibu. And Timothy, sio mtu wa skirt ama earrings ama whatever, hayuko kwa group yetu, though nowadays we have men who also have earrings and skirts. But he doesn't qualify, in short, he doesn't qualify to be in our group. So that's why we'll be setting a messenger group out there on the side, so that he can also join and answer, and whoever wants more, he will also leave his contact here. You can contact him, Umalizane. So.
Just an interruption, Jackie.
Yes,
Which
please.
messages do you want me to pick? The ones here or on Facebook?
What did you say?
The messages, which ones do you want me to
The
pick?
the ones on Facebook. Is it possible to pick the
Yeah,
ones on Facebook?
yeah, I can with my phone, yeah. It's okay.
Oh, super. Yeah, thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you very much,
Alistair.
Charity.
Okay.
So with those few words said, please, Timothy, the floor is yours. I hand over to you. Uendelee from there. Karibu tena sana. Karibuni nyote.
Asante. Yeah, thank you very much, Jackie, for giving me the opportunity to speak to KWIG, a very good foundation and a group of people who are doing great things here in Germany. And probably it will grow elsewhere, maybe the rest of Europe and so on. We met and you asked me to come present. We met when I was showing about SCAN and 7 palms, and we discussed a lot regarding the units. And in between, you got to know I'm the architect and so on. And we had a lot of things which are supposed to be discussed, or which we're going to discuss today. I hope I'll be able to answer and for everybody's question. First and foremost, I would like to appreciate my partners, all the people that we are working with in SCAN Real Estate, because they are the main people who came with the idea, and they saw the struggle which people in diaspora go through in investing, for example, buying land, building, construction companies, and so on. So they brought the idea of building and then selling the property, done by diasporans, born by diaspora. So what really is being covered by SCAN is the taste that we have here, the taste the taste that we have already realized here, our uses of houses, and the quality also of the environment that we would like to live in, maybe when we invest in Kenya or when we visit there. And those are the main factors that brought the birth of SCAN. And also SCAN has a baby called 7 Palms. I have shared a lot of images of 7 Palms real estate standing on 1 acre with 15 units. And these 15 units have been developed. Most of them have been developed and others are ongoing. So as we carry on, we will discuss the questions that I got regarding purchasing, and also if you need more information, you can just write maybe in the comments and so on. I'll push the questions to Jackie, and then you can help me read them. Mm-hmm. So some of the questions that I received were about the requirements of owning they are housed by a house by 7 pumps or at 7 pumps. It's very simple. What happens? You just put a deposit or a commitment fee, which is very little. If you want a certain unit, you put 100K, a booking fee. The units cost 15.5 from 15.5 million. That's 150 euros, depending on the changing of currency. And they are 5-bedroom houses or units. They are townhouses. Townhouses mean they are all connected to each other, or row houses. So they are not standalone. I will show you some pictures of the units, how they look like. And I can also show you a video of some of them. So when you deposit 100K, it's a booking fee. It doesn't matter. The house will be constructed as you wait. Then there is a minimum purchase, which is 15% upon signing the sales agreement. And then the rest can be paid in 90 days or before taking over, or being given the keys to the house. Sometimes someone can say, I have 100K, or I have 10 million, or I have 14 million. Would you allow me to do this? What is unique with 7 Pumps and Scan is that we allow clients, or we allow the buyers to give us the payment plan, what they would like, how they would like to pay, and then we can discuss if it's okay for us, then we can go ahead and give you a unit. But these has to be discussed, and also commitment have to be shown, like we want that unit, and you have to be serious about it. You have an initial capital that you want to invest in, and then you give us a plan which is realistic, so as we can be able to offer you something. The second question was about investing as a group. Nowadays, as you see, Scan is about a group and people who have come together to do this kind of thing. We also allow other groups to buy from us, and you as a group are the ones who are going to decide who is going to be written on the title of these units. So if you want the group to be with the owner of the unit, then you give us the information, but we don't push anybody out from ownership. We welcome everybody from gender, and we are welcome to allow anybody to invest in our properties. The third one is about title deeds, whether they are ready. Yeah, I know a lot of people have gone through difficult times when people tell them we have title ready and so on, and later they spend a lot of time trying to get the ownership documents. For us, we have the paperwork is ready. Once we have you as the buyer and the financial settlement has already been done, then you will have your title and every legal document of ownership. The payment time frame is what I have said, that we allow. That's the fourth question about payment time frame. So when you give us a deposit, and we have discussed about the deposit, we say, okay, give us this money, and the other remainder of the requirement money, how possible we will be able to cover that one. So that's among us to discuss among ourselves. So far, I don't know whether there could be a question up to there, or I could continue.
It is done yet on my side.
We can continue.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the fifth question was, how big is the land? I have mentioned that we have designed very well to accommodate spacious rooms, spacious houses. On 1 acre, we came up with 15 units. Each family has enough parking spaces. We have a playground for children and a good circulation space. Another thing about £7 is that we have come up with a very good idea, because we need to use recycle resources and we are recycling water. So the green spaces will always be green, because the water that is, we are not wasting any water. We will be recycling and we'll be using it to feed our plants around the estate. Yeah, the sixth question is about how big the units are. They are quite spacious, and some people are asking whether these 231 square meters will be covered by 150 euros. Yes, because we don't want to overprice anything. We know the struggles that we go through, and that's why it's so cheap, but of quality. 231 square meters is the rooms, like if you add up the kitchen, lounge, bathrooms, and so on. And the rooftop is a whole terrace. So you can imagine having another extra space, like around 60 or 50 square meters. So that's a lot of space to have in Nairobi. There is a question about building materials. The building materials, most of them to build the superstructure. The superstructure is the structural work like steel, stones, and so on. Those ones we source locally, but we are also importing some materials from Germany. Like we are doing laminates and taps and showers. We are importing them from Germany. So you'll have something of quality and something that you can relate to. You can relate how it works and so on. There is a question about whether it's how cheap and affordable are the villas. They are very affordable. The price is 15.5. The lowest price you can, we are open to allow people visit and see what they are buying before, because we already have units standing. We decided not to sell off plan and sell what someone can see. But we, of late, we are having a lot of pressure of people asking whether they can pay deposits for the next phase. So you can compare with other properties around there which are selling these kind of units, and you'll see that ours are very affordable. We cannot call them cheap because it's quality work done there, but it's very affordable luxury unit in Katani. So that's the part of question and answer, the questions that I received. And I would like to show you how the master plan looks like, and just an overview of how it looks like, maybe for you to have a better idea of how we are doing it.
Timothy, I can see Charity has raised her hand up. There must be a question somewhere.
Okay. Let me.
Yeah. There's an Irina Sikon. She's asking, which is the longest payment plan you allow? And about the roof, she says that sounds like a flat roof. That's all.
The longest payment plan depends with your initial capital. So if you tell us you have these amounts, of course, there are limits. We have to say substantial investment have to be given. And then you tell us, I can be able to pay until this time. So it's among us to discuss how long you would like it to carry in. And when we agree with us, like among ourselves, the buyer and 7 Palms, then the agreement will show how long the plan would take to pay. About the roof, correct, that's a flat roof. We call it contemporary design nowadays. So it's a usable flat roof. And it's tiled all over. Yeah.
Can I ask something about the flat roof? How is the drainage system that when it rains? Because when I hear flat roof, when you ask me and I hear something about a flat roof, my first question is always like, oh my God, when it rains, am I going to have like a swimming pool up there, or how is the drainage? Is the water going like to come and spoil the inner ceiling or whatever? So that is exactly, how is the drainage system then?
The drainage, we have designed these houses as, I say, I'm in as an architect. I have an experience. I have experience of how the drainage system, how we should do it, and we have worked professionally in every aspect of drainage, because there is nothing catastrophic floods of a house flooding. That's very bad from such an investment. So we looked into it, and we did the drainage system in accordance to the roof guidance, flat roof guidance, and we can tell you for the last rainy season, we don't have an issue with flooding at the roof, or also not on the roof. Some of the areas or some of the estates, if you fail to check the drainage system, not only from the roof, also on the ground, you will flood your houses as well from down. So we have worked on this very well, and sufficient drainage system has been allowed to allow the flow of water as it is required. We have also raised our site from the normal ground, which is 1.5 meters from the original level of the land. So we have gone higher. So whenever there are long rains or floods around, it will be impossible to have our property flooding.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see Satyon. His hand is up.
Yes, I have a question in regards to the payment plan. You said that we can negotiate and agree with the team. So I'm assuming, for example, someone like me who's a student, and maybe I will want something like 12 years payment plan. Does it come with an interest? And if so, what is the percentage? Because it's also unrealistic for you to allow me to pay 15 million in 12 years without an interest. So if there is an interest that you already have put in mind, what will that be? What amount, what percentage?
Thank you very much for that question. The percentage, there are regulations of interest in Kenya which have been put, and we work with those according to the time frame. If you come in for 6 months, it's the 6 months you can be given a grace period, and a cash buyer maybe can get a discount or something. But from the 6th month, there are some interest which would occur, but these ones have to be discussed when we already know, because payment plan is created when you have capital. So when you have, for example, 5 million for the capital, 10 million or 15 million, we have to divide if you have 15 million, we have to divide the remaining 1.5 million. How long can you pay it? How much interest would it apply if you pay in 6 months and in 1 month or in 1 year? So it all depends with the capital that you have. But if you, we can also discuss that one before before we sell or before you pay anything. Just write us an email, tell us we have this amount of money. How long can you allow us to get into the unit or to get into the house? And then we can see how we can do it. Our aim is allowing people to get what they want at a reasonable price. We don't want anywhere to overhike the interest. We are going to work with what the Central Bank of Kenya have allowed. We can't go, so we know some other people do with 20% or that one. We are just going to do with what the Central Bank allows. I've seen another question here about how about water supply. I know area to be a bit dry. We have a borehole, and the borehole is connected to an underground water tank which has a capacity of 50,000 liters. So the water will be pumped from the borehole, and then it will be taken to the underground tank, treated, and then all the houses, all the units would have an upper water tank in each unit. So the water, it's a dry area, but water for us won't be a problem. We have already covered that one. And in addition, we have the recycling plant of recycling water waste management. So we will be recycling water which was used in the kitchen, bathrooms, and so on, to water our garden, and also maybe washing our cars and so on. Which part? Oh, okay, sorry. I can't hear you.
I was just going to say, maybe as you explain, it will be maybe also good to have like the PowerPoint presentation running parallel.
Yeah.
So that we can have like a rough idea.
A rough idea of what's happening.
Exactly.
Okay.
Jenny, you were asking something?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, you mentioned the units have 5 bedrooms.
Yes.
Do all units have 5 bedrooms? What about us who don't want so many bedrooms?
No, we have smaller units which have 4 bedrooms.
That's the smallest.
Yeah, that's the smallest. But we are coming up on our next phase. We'll be able to cater for everyone. We have had a lot of requests about that, and we are trying to do that. So someone asked where in Nairobi, and I have my Google Maps here on. This is Mombasa Road. Mombasa Road. Before you get to Mlolongo, there is Katani Road. And behind here, you can see there is one estate called Viraj. Just ahead of it, you will find us here, 7 Palms. This is our site location. Mm-hmm. It's on Katani Road in Katani. That's to answer the question about the location. I saw a question about the location. I hope everyone can be able to see the screen. So we have the 1 acre and our 15 units here. For example, this part, we have our water recycling plant where my casa is, mm-hmm. and a technical room which handles electricity about every unit. Each unit have a backyard, which will be a green space, and we'll have a children's playground at the front, which is here. The middle row is the one which have 4 bedrooms, and the right and left row has 5 bedrooms. Although you can be able to convert, maybe you can use 4 bedrooms for one, maybe 4 bedrooms can be usable as bedrooms, and you can take one as an office. I'll continue showing you maybe some pictures of the initial design. This is how we designed it, and this is how we are constructing it. So the recycling plant is here, and we just finished it. We are doing the landscaping at this area, and then it will be up and running to keep our places green. As you can see, the area is dry, but you can see our landscaping is already picking up, so you can understand the potential. These are the finished units, ready to be booked. And yes, some of them, some of them have already been taken, but the rest are ready to be booked. We have our gate, which is very appealing at night, you can see. And I can show you as well a video which, okay, this is an elevation. So as you can understand how the roof is, this is the terrace. So from here, from the inside, you can be able to use the whole of this space, and each unit is, for example, this is one unit. This is what the whole of this, such a big unit is, which you are paying for 15.5 million, without the hassle of finding land and someone to build or an architect. It's ready. You just pay and take. I can show you a video here. And we'll see the inside. We have laminates. They are called SPC, stone polymer core, which we imported from Germany. And it's a very good floor, which will be long lasting. The dining area. This is a kitchen. On this model, we have an open kitchen. We have other options where you can get a closed kitchen. It all depends with your taste. You tell us, I need a closed kitchen. Can you be able to do that for me? We can do that one for you. But you have to commit, because when you tell me to change this one and it's already built, and then later you don't want to take it, then that's another issue. So you have to commit when you are telling us to change something. So these are guest bedroom. You can see how spacious it is. These are 5 by 6 bed with spacious area to walk around and to have a lamp table. These are guest bathroom. I hope all of you can be able to see. It won't take long. It's only some minutes, and then we can continue with the questions and so on. So these, the upper floor, where you have other 3 bedrooms. The second bedroom, also very spacious with big windows. The advantage of buying at 7 Palms is because the people who have come up with the idea have worked together to have the dream being built. I can proudly say I'm the architect and also the contractor of these units. So if I tell you to buy something which I have designed and constructed, I'm very confident with what I have done. This is a common bathroom, which will be shared by bedroom 1 and 2. It has a bathtub as well, and a shower,
Sorted.
and a toilet. 2 sinks. This is a laundry room, where you can have your washing machine and do your laundry there, iron, and from this door there is a balcony. This is a master bedroom with a very big closet, very spacious. You can be able to have a couch there or a small office desk. It all depends with what you like or how you want to set your room. We have wooden staircase or mahogany. Everybody knows how mahogany is. This one can be set as a domestic quarter or an office, and we have a big terrace with a flat roof. That's what you're asking about.
Yeah.
And you can see, for example, down here, there is the drainage allowance of a flow trap, which carries water to the ground.
Wow, thank
So,
you.
yeah, so those are the units with only 15.5. You can be able to take that on. To own that one, there is no additional money, and I can promise you in the next coming time, because of how construction issues are going back home, it will be very difficult to have such or owning such with such little amount.
Yeah. I can see 2 hands up.
Yes, I'm trying to.
Don't
to open
worry,
the questions
they
here.
can shoot their questions as you will switch. Oh, 3 even. I
Yeah,
will be the
let
4th
me-
person. Charity, you raised your hand before.
Yeah.
Maybe we
There
start
is
with you.
there is a question here which is written. I sent someone to visit the project. I was given a very good feedback. We wanted to buy the first house or the last, but we were told they have already been booked. Can we book for the next phase? And how long will it take to have our house ready? Sorry that you found those ones have already been taken. Maybe you can also come back to us and we see how we can help you. When you book with us, we can be able to deliver in a span of 9 months. We can be able to give you a complete house, which is finished to the quality. To these projects have a record time of less than 2 years, knowing that we have had Corona and cessation of movement, and we have been able to deliver that one. So we can do it. We can do it for you. Just come to us and we see how we can help you.
I think Kathy's question we can take in the second part, because that is the second part of our session. So let us first clear the scan part of it, and then we go into, because she's asking about plan, cost, and things like that. And that is the second part of our session. Okay. So let's take that question in the second part. For now, let's ask about 7 Palms. And then we have 2 hours and each session has an hour. So don't worry, we have time. Charity, and then Hermes, and then Moni. Please, your
Okay.
questions.
Yes, thank you. This is again from Irene Siko on Facebook. She says, this may sound so cheap, but it is a lot of money for some of us who are hustling. For instance, if one had 2 million and wished to clear in like 5 to 10 years, what interest would that be roughly? And would the 5 to 10 years be in question? I don't know. Yeah.
I can answer that one. I would say just don't feel like it's a lot of time, 10 years or 15 years or how many years. We are working on other projects where we can be able also to offer such long time payment plan. So this is the first project of SCAN real estate, but we are already in the plan of making other cheaper options where people could also be able to buy from 5 million, 6 million, and so on. So for these ones, the townhouses and row houses would be difficult to go lower and to give a long payment plan period. So because we need to be able to step somewhere so that we can do the longer terms on payment plan.
Thank you. Can we have Hermes?
Yes, please. My question is on land rates. I had there's a mention about the house or the property being title deed ready. So what I'm interested in...
Sorry, you are a bit low. I cannot hear the question well. Can you?
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. Now I have a question about land rates. I had you mentioned a concept of the property being title deed ready. So
Yeah.
my real question is on, is there any, say, estimated amount on the land rates for the property once accrued land rates to either municipal or the county? I don't know if it goes to county or municipal. I don't think we have municipal on this.
The land rates go to the council. On a new property, you won't be able to, you won't be paying any land rate because you're going to have a new title. So those ones, all of those ones will be covered by the stamp duty plan, the stamp duty. So when you do the payment or when we finalize the ownership and you are ready to get the title, we will pay through these amounts which have been given 15.5, we'll be able to pay the stamp duty. And then later, if they are recorded land rates from the property, then it's the county government or the county around that area which will offer that one. But normally it's not so high. You'd find it's maybe 2,000 per year or sometimes even lower, and sometimes some locations won't be charging the land rate. So, but we can clarify that one further when the stamp duty has already been offered. Because when you get the stamp duty, sometimes you can even get a waiver of the land rate for 20 years. Yeah.
Okay. So, Moni, I can see your hand up.
Yes. Hi everyone. My question is about power, electricity. Whether you have solar plants, or we're just going to rely on the Kenya Power.
Okay. We have provided space for solar paneling, but that one is to be done by the owner of the property. If you buy, you'll find actually one of our units we are using solar, so we have provided. So you'll just come in with your solar and it will be plugged to play. you connect the solar and then it will be running. We have done the provision of that.
Okay.
But we are not selling it with the solar panels. The good thing with KPLC, we have our transformer in the estate. So we are not sharing with anybody around. It has its own house, a transformer house. So there will be no vandalism of transformer. We have already secured that, and it's 4/7 pumps. So the outrage because of overload of vandalism, it's not a question to KPLC. So most of the time, we will be having electricity at the property.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's another question that I would like to ask, because this is now a gated community, more of.
Yeah.
And one has been reading of late that gated community, there's a lot of hidden fee that one has to pay. How do you calculate the Nebenkosten, what we all know here? How do you calculate the electricity? And then there is the garbage, and then there is the guards, the watchman, and water. So how are these Nebenkosten being done so that everybody can pay what he or she has used?
We have prepared a document for that. We don't have any feed and fee. We have only realistic fees for security, management of the gardens, water bills you'll be paying by yourself, because we have water at the site. So you will receive a smart meter where you'll be paying and inputting your when you pay via M-Pesa, you'll be able to get a voucher, and through this code you insert in your meter, or it can be done automatically. So you'll be able to know how many units you're using, and when you finish them, you will know you don't have water, and you'll see what you have used. Nobody is coming to read your meter. You'll do it by yourself. The same goes to electricity.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we close this session with Satyon's question. Is there an option to rent for rent to own?
Unfortunately, we don't have an option of rent to own at the moment. The option of rent to own could be depending with, maybe I have a deposit of 15 million. Can I be able, or I have a deposit of 14 million. Can I rent to own for the next 1 year? That one, we can do that one. But rent to own for these investments, we cannot be able to do that. But as I told you, we are working on other projects which will be very flexible for everybody. You'll be able to rent to own. You'll be able to have long-term payment plans which are similar to rent to own. So for 7 palms, we can say at the moment it won't be possible for payment, for rent to own payment.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So I think we can go, if there's no any other question, we go to the other session, the session B of our Zoom. And that is exactly where I said during our talk, Timothy said it is possible for him, being an architect, after I'd asked him, it is possible for him to help us construct and design houses the way we feel like, the way we want them to be on our own acquired pieces of land. So may it be in Kitale, in Nairobi, in Kisumu, in Makueni, wherever it is. And the other thing is, he also said they also have pieces of land. SCAN itself doesn't have, but he can help us acquire land from somewhere, from wherever it is, some genuine land. So maybe, Timothy, if you can tell us something on that, and then later, oh, Ernest. Okay, sorry. I thought it was a question, sorry. And then we pick up Kani's question. I think it was Kami. There was a question up here. Yes, and then we can pick up Kami's question. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Now in session, I have to be quite attentive.
For the second part, as I told you, Jackie, that this is a very it's a professional part of it. I didn't want to do it on Zoom, but Jackie pleaded that we can. She would give me 2 hours so that I can be able to answer the questions or be able to offer you something, because I'm here, you're here, and I can say something which will be helpful to someone else, and maybe through that we can also be able to invest elsewhere. So I will start by introducing myself as an architect, diploma engineer from Dessau, and a master of landscape architecture. I practice here in Germany at an office called Monochrome Architekten, and I have before I practiced in Frankfurt, and I've been all over. I've also I also practice in Kenya. So anything to do with architectural information, I can be able to offer you. My contact, I think, would be placed by Jackie, or she knows how she would handle that. I don't, but we can continue. So most of the people, and actually that's the first question I have seen which have been written here, is how much do architectural house plan cost? I need some for an eighth of land or a quarter plot of land in both Katani. What I say, and what we try to say, to tell people, architectural plans are not like a product in the market, or which you pick and ask what is the price. If you find someone telling you, I will do a plan for you with 20,000 or 500 shillings, he is or she is not an architect, or they don't know what they are doing. What happens is you come up with a brief, or we come up with a brief, me and the client who wants the house. I want a 3-bedroom house. I want a 4-bedroom house with a jacuzzi, with these and these, with these and then, with certain spacious spaces, with the spaces with certain square meters and so on. After we check how big this, how the scope of the work, and after we design, or as we design, we charge per percentage. An architect by law is not supposed to take less than 6% of the construction cost. So I cannot be able to answer at once how much a house plan would cost without knowing the scope of work, or without knowing how much work are we doing. So if you know the construction cost, or you have an idea of amount which you want to use, then you will be able to get a rough figure of how much the plan will cost. If you have land, I'm open, just reach on me. I can be able to arrange a meeting, and then we can check your property, or I can advise you on how to go about it. That's one part of designing, or how much a house plan costs. If there is a question regarding that, maybe I would like to clarify it before we go on.
There's no question. There's only somebody. Jen Mudhoni Wambugu says, Timothy, you are doing great things. Proud of you, and keep up.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The other part is about land. I won't say that I have a company which is selling land, but through my experience and in the field of of real estate and also development and so on, I have been able to acquire a few places here and there. And if you have or interested in getting a property in a certain location, we can be able to discuss directly, because I'm not selling like as a broker. I'm selling, I will be selling as my property. So that's regarding land. There was also a proposal, because KWIG have a lot of people, a lot of women who are together, and we have seen people coming here and selling plots which are not so helpful at very high rates or high amounts. And there was this question whether I could be able to get a huge or a big land for maybe 300 people and so on. And there is 100-acre at Konza, which if people came together, they can be able to buy that one, and maybe they subdivide by an eighth.
You're hanging.
Sorry?
Oh, it must have been my internet. It was not your internet. I thought you were hanging.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
sorry.
What I was advising in that, you have an advantage of being together. So it's always good buying something together, and you do the subdivision yourselves, so that you can keep the cost low. The same place that you buy the 100 acres or 50 acres of land and then subdivide by yourselves an eighth, and the eighth would cost you maybe 350,000. It's the same place where some other companies are selling for 900,000. So you can see how much you can do when you're together, and you can be able to own more bigger land than paying 900,000. Well, you can come up with a group of 50 people and buy 50 acres and own an acre per person. So those are some of the things that we discussed, and I said I would pitch in this session. So if I'm needed to discuss it further, maybe we can arrange also for that. Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much, Timothy. So ladies, the floor is yours in case you have a question regarding that. And I'm sure most of us are also here regarding that, because I know guys own lands everywhere in Kenya. So maswali, pick up the floor. Anybody with a suggestion, anybody with a question, anybody with an idea? Kami umetoroka.
I have a question.
Yes, Virginia.
You have been talking of Kenya. What about developing in Germany if somebody have a piece of land, or if somebody want to build here or renovate?
Yeah, we can do that through my office, Monochrome Architekten. Maybe I can say we can do that as well. We do, but those are in Germany. We don't do construction. We are just doing the architectural part of it and renovations, the designs and so on. If you want us to carry on the other phases, we can also discuss regarding that. But I will share my company's link here so that everybody can be able to see.
Yeah, I asked this question because most of us are here. We have family, we have kids, and they'll be also developing, growing here.
Yes, yes, it's very possible. We can work together to do that. We can offer that one as well.
All right.
Yes. I'm sharing the link here with information.
Charity, is there any question out there?
Okay, there's just something, somebody have just written just now. Evelyn Munyeki KWIG is saying, coming together and buying a big shamba and subdivide among ourselves sounds good. It's a comment actually. Yeah. I have just a slight question I've thought about. Here in Germany, do you also do the same? Might you be able to advise a group like this, for example, so that we buy a piece of land, maybe in some of the upcoming remote places in Germany? And would that be a good idea? Would that be much cheaper than even in Kenya, or more expensive?
About advising you regarding Germany.
Yeah, Germany.
Regarding Germany, yeah?
Land, yeah.
Land in Germany.
Land, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really have a lot of information regarding land in Germany because there is none in the good places. They are either very expensive or very few. So, but if people are coming together to do it, maybe someone could find something. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, but the investment which we would do here, looking for returns, would really take a longer time than investing in Kenya. Yeah, so that's why you see a lot of people going south. Yeah, we are coming here to find also to do this and this, but some other people are going there to invest, and you will be amazed to see how many German companies are doing real estate in Kenya. Yeah, I have a few, and we've met, and they were asking me actually what I'm doing here in Germany, because they find it much more better there, and they find that the returns are doing well in Kenya than here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing, sorry, just a minute. Another thing is the road yet finished? Maybe you could advise the people who have not been in Kenya for a long time. This
expressway.
Yeah, the expressway. Yeah.
The expressway is to be launched next week, which is a very good thing for Scan for 7 Palms, by the way, because where it ends is where it's just next to this property here, and it's going to be launched next week. And actually the minister of the CS of the cabinet secretary for roads used the road yesterday, so it's ready to be used.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can see Ruth has a question.
Yes, I have a question. Let's say someone has a project in Kenya, but it's not doing so well, like the contractor or someone didn't do the work they were supposed to do. Can you come in kusaidia or fabesa room?
We lazima tuangalie at what state did the contractor or the contractor amefanya kazi mpaka wapi, so that we can't come in when a lot of problems have already been created. So we can come in, but we need to assess, evaluate, and see what we are engaging in before we take over or before we do anything. I have had people asking me to do that here as well. Go check for me this and this, and we decline most of them, because when you do an apartment for 4 floors or something, and then the walls start cracking and ask me to go and repair or do this and this, that one will be a challenge, because I don't know the stability of the building, and the last person in the project should be able to answer the questions of why maybe the building went down and so on. So we are really keen in what we do, and that's why our site, for example, 7 Palms, is open to everybody. You can just visit and see what they are doing, the fundis and the masonry people, what they are doing, how they are doing it, so that you can be able to know what you're buying. If you go to other properties, you won't be allowed to come in until they finish. So you'll never know what is under the plaster. You'll never know which steel or which strength of steel was used because it was hidden. Yeah, so we can be able to come in to help you, but we have to see at what extent you need to be helped.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see Nyaboke Irene has asked something. Irene, do you want to speak it up yourself because it's a long question? Irene?
I can read it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can read it.
Maybe you read it out.
What's your opinion? Encourage people to invest here and then back home.
Sawa, Irene.
Concern is we are investing with just one. Okay. About paying rent. Investment and paying rent are two things which are different. So the first question that I would ask, if you want to buy a property which you will stay in, it means you're just saving them. You're just saving the rent which you should have paid, but you don't have income from it. So until either you sell this property again and invest somewhere else, that's when you'll be able to liquefy your investment and have returns on it. Investment would be, I invest somewhere, I have returns and be able to pay rent if I'm paying rent, or be able to pay mortgage if I'm paying mortgage. But if you pay directly the mortgage and you don't have you don't have an extra income, then that's not investment. That's security. Security and investment are two different things. Security is buying somewhere where you know that you'll never be chased away. You'll never pay someone rent. That's, you have security. So you go around your day, but at the end of the day, you have somewhere to sleep. So investment is a risk-taking process, but without risk, then you'll never be able to earn the extra. So if I buy a property, I'm living in 100,000 house, and the property that I have invested in is giving me 300,000. So I will be able to pay my rent at 100K and have returns of 200K. Yeah. So when you're investing in something, you have to look at the returns that you are going to have, and at what length of period. Yeah, you invest this amount and you get it back at this time. So it's someone's decision to decide, I want to buy it here. You all know how it costs to own something here, and also you know how much it costs to own something in Kenya and how the returns are in Kenya compared to here. Yeah. Okay, you're welcome. Another question?
Or a suggestion?
Or a suggestion, or an idea, or a welcome?
Looks like watu wameelewa wote. Karo, karibu. So Timothy, maybe you can also share your contact, the one did you share the contact you are sharing?
Yeah, I have sent a link of Monochrome. It's in the comment section.
Charity, maybe you can also copy it in our, yeah.
Yeah, there is another question. What is the payment plan for the villas? As I've said, we cannot be able to state the payment plan when we don't have we don't know your initial capital. So just talk to us, write us an email, call us, and then we can be able to give you this information, because we have to do the calculations so that you can be given a plan. And also remember, you are welcome to give us your plan. I'll be able to do these at a certain period of time. So you're welcome to give us your plan, and also contact us. The email, the website has our contact. So just contact us and then we'll give you the information. And a hint that I'll give you, these houses are almost, only a few units are remaining. So if you are thinking about it, you just feel free to contact us as soon as possible, because we are finishing this one. You can see from the pictures, we have already fenced for the next phase, which is going to begin soon. So feel free to come to us and we'll give you the payment plan, or you also suggest your payment plan.
Back to the houses, Timothy.
Yes,
On the terrace.
Yeah.
For those that the houses that are joined together, are we sharing terrace?
No, you're not sharing.
It has been partitioned.
It has been partitioned by a plexiglass, a white one, so you cannot be able to see your neighbor, and you'll have your enough privacy. It's totally private, the terrace.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And you can be able to do your things and without anybody interfering, and it's partitioned. And
to the electricity part of it.
Yes.
You said everybody gets a meter or a token or whatever, and whoever wants can also have a solar system.
Yes.
But the question is, if I don't have the solar system installed, is there a backup plan, like a generator? Because in Nairobi, we know there's a lot of blackouts, or not only Nairobi, with Kenya Power, there's always blackout.
Yes.
Is there a backup, like a generator that is for everybody?
Yes, we are in the discussion of doing a backup generator. We can't confirm right now whether it will be a solar backup or generator backup, but definitely we are doing something about backup.
Okay.
Yeah, so that when electricity fails, you can be able to light your houses. But these ones are only for the backup. So when electricity is back, it will automatically disconnect. Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Yes.
Yeah. Ruth is asking something. Ruth Kwapi. She's asking, are all the projects only in Katani? Ama also in other places?
The ones that are under the line, because we have a few projects which are under the line or in the process of design and so on. They are not only in Katani. It happens that this is a very fast growing area, and we decided to start with this area because it's only 20 minutes from CBD, 5 minutes to the airport. So if you want to do an Airbnb, this is the best place to be. Good roads. Actually, the frontage of our estate, 7 Palms, is being done by the Chinese as we speak. So they will be completing soon. And it was the best place to start with because it's investing in it would be something of a good return. So we looked at to work on it first. But other areas are also coming in. We are in discussion of which one we would go for next. But also we are in discussion after the second phase of this one, we might be doing parallel or several projects together at the same time.
Okay. I saw a hand up.
It
Who was
was
that? Charity, it was you, yeah?
It was me, but it's somebody asking about they missed the first part and whatever. I was just about to write to them and said we have recorded, so they can.
Sorry?
always- It was somebody saying they had missed the first part of the whole session. How big is the apartments and all that? So I was about to reply. I don't know whether.
Okay,
Yeah.
these are maisonettes which are connected. We don't call them apartments in Kenya. Apartments, it's another different class. So they are townhouses which are connected to each other, and everybody have a kitchen yard at the back and a canopy. There are 231 square meters with 4 bedrooms and a bonus or an extra bedroom. So that's how big they are. There is an option of having an open kitchen, and there is an option of doing a closed kitchen or a window kitchen and so on. Also, we have done some like the one that I showed you on the video. We have only the bathtub in the communal area, but on the other units, some of the other units, I think two of them, we have done a sample of a bathtub in the master. Also, when you request, we can give you what you want. Depending or working with our plan, we can be able to do some adjustments, but you have to talk to us and show us your interest, then we can work it out.
So with the floors, you talked about the floors in the bathroom. So let's
Yes.
say the accessories of the bathrooms, or maybe the shower.
Mm-hmm.
You say that most of the things have been imported from Germany.
Yeah,
My question is, what happens if somebody would need a replacement? Let's call them like a car or any other thing, any other machine, spare parts. If I want to replace the same, do I have to come to you, or can I find them also around there that I can just buy? Or
sorry, we are losing you.
Now be dependent on.
Yeah, some of the things that we have used, the seller and also the manufacturer has given a warranty. For example, the floors, it has a warranty of 25 years. So not unless you misuse it, you're not looking for a replacement soon. Some of the items, it would be possible to get them in Kenya, but they would be costly. But also the cost of they will be costly. But it's also possible to buy from here nowadays with technology. You can buy something and have it delivered to your doorstep internationally. You can buy the replacement. You just need the name and your address, and then it will be delivered in Kenya as well. Yeah. But we are working with things or items or finishes which are lasting. That's why we said we are open for visits, we are open for trials, we are open for you to go and touch and have the feel, so that you can understand and see what you are investing in and the quality of the things that you are investing in.
Okay. So are there any other questions? Thank you very much. Are there any other questions?
There are no other questions, only thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And the people, the others on Zoom, any question?
Oh, yes, at Zoom, no further questions.
I also see no question. Yeah, I think we are good in time. We took actually half an hour less than we thought. Kama kuna maswali, let us know. And I'm sure we're going to have our messenger group open soon. And Timothy has also shared his contact. You also have, you all have the contact of 7 Palms or Scan Real Estate. So in case kuna kitu, feel free, you just contact him directly because most of the questions ni atajibu. Mimi nitajibu tu swali ile nikiulizwa wapi contact. That is the only thing. But the rest, it is him. But he has shared the contact.
For those who want to engage me regarding Germany, I have sent the link here. You'll find a link from the website. My contacts are there.
I cannot find it. Did you?
Yeah, I have sent the link here.
Yes, I've also copied that. There's also that on the Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the MCRON, eh?
Yeah, that one, monochrome, MCHRM.
Yes.
Okay. So, thank you very much.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Thanks, Charity. Yeah. I hope most of your questions have been answered and you've got now ideas of how most of the things, sorry?
Yeah, I'm writing my other contact. If you want to contact me regarding Kenya or regarding 7 Palms, also my contact information will be also the following here. We have to separate the Germany way and also the Kenyan side so that we can be able to follow up. And also for 7 Palms, you can also contact me on the Kenyan side. Also, all from the all from the website, you'll find the 7 Palms information. We have it has been linked here. You'll see the link. Let me write this one here. That's my, oh, sorry, I don't know. It's going to private. I have no idea why. It's going to Charity.
Ah, okay. That's okay.
I don't know why it's going, oh, everyone in the meeting, sorry. Let me post.
Yeah, because you're supposed, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 1 minute.
So Tion, you're asking how to join. You must be having someone, a friend of yours on KWIG. Do you?
Yes, I do. So I asked them to invite me.
So it's them to invite you and then you answer the questions and then you will be in.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, karibu, karibu. Aya, umezituma zote.
Yes, let me a second. I nataka kutuma ya 7 Palms.
Yeah.
Yep.
Done.
Nimetuma zote, you have them.
Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and say thank you very much to everybody who managed to join us today, Leo. Thank you, Timothy, for creating time for us and explaining this to us, something that has been long overdue, actually, because this is what most of us have been looking for. And now at least you've shed some light to us, vile kunaenda, and we know that you're there. And we now have your contacts. Enyeka kuna kitu, sooner or later you see us sliding in your inbox and for more information, to gather more information from you. Yeah, it was such a well-attended session. We had, at one point, we had 31 attendees on Facebook, on Zoom, And on Facebook, we had at 1.17. I don't know if that was the highest, because when I just checked, it was 17. And I want to say asanteni tena sana for creating that time and attending to this. As I had mentioned before, tutakuwa na messenger group, which will be led by Timothy for more questions and answers. Alafu mkisha sikizana, you'll slide into his inbox. Hizo zengine mna clear wenyewe kwa wenyewe. Thank you very much, and God bless. Not to forget, Pauline Misau, Timothy will be with us on September 3rd in September in 2022. That is when we'll be having our annual get together for KWIG, the annual meeting or annual party, let me put it that way. And Timothy will also be part of it. That is September 3rd in Mines. We are yet to find a venue, and we will be sharing it as soon as we find it. So kama mutakuwa mumeamua ni huko munaenda, so you'll be seeing Timothy there as well. And so yuko na sisi. That is it.
Asante
Yeah,
sana
Timothy, maybe you want to say something?
I would like to appreciate for giving us the platform, and also everybody else for attending and giving us your ear. And I look forward to talking to you more and engaging with you more regarding investment, friendship, and so on. And I'm happy to have talked to you regarding this great plan of investment. And I know I didn't touch a lot regarding architectural, but we can continue talking later regarding it. Now you know I'm there. I can give you the information that you need regarding that. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Asante tena sana. Charity, do you want to say something as our community manager? And alafu ufunge.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much, Timothy. That was so clear and so simply put, and you ran us through it in such a way and touching on every single aspect, which we had doubts. That's why we have half an hour extra. And thank you very much. And we hope to see you on the 28th. And even the attendance was very good. I think everybody's satisfied because there are no more questions. There was a lot of thanks from people on Facebook Live. Yes, and thank you from me too.
Thank you, Charity.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so tusipoonana hivi karibuni, but I'm sure tutaonana, Timothy, tutaonana, then tutaonana macho kwa macho. How do you call that? Macho kwa macho?
Face to face.
Oh, face to face.
Macho kwa macho.
Oh my God. So that is it. Okay, niyo tu. I got good marks in Kiswahili. So tutaonana 3rd of September. Okay, asante tena sana. Have a good evening, everybody. Na be blessed.
Okay. Yeah, Jackie, just 1 second. Jackie, did you answer Sation? There's a question you answered. Eh? Maybe I think I.
About joining.
Oh yeah, you saw that.
Yes,
eh?
yes,
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Karibuni, karibu.
Okay, bye.
Kwaheri, Steven.
Yes.
Ama kuna kitu ulikuwa unataka kusema? Amenyamaza. So watu watoki. Maybe you want to talk to Timothy. Is there somebody who wants to talk to Timothy before to talk? Steven amesema asante. Matilda, you want to talk to Timothy before to talk? Timothy ni kama watu wameogopa.
Wameogopa kwa nini?
Naima? Naima, nakuona ni wewe umebaki? Ama umeshindwa kutoka? Wacha nikusaidie. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wah, nimesweat sasa, wacha nende nikae chini nikunywe kachai. Mimi ni Mluya.
I'm not a good public speaker. Nimejaribu.
Umejaribu. Umejaribu. It was good. It was good. It was
Yeah,
good because you know the first time is guys have to digest the information. It
Yeah.
is good that they know that there's now somebody, yeah. Sio kuzungumza tu kuna mtu. So who is this person behind the whole thing? So like they now know kuna mtu. The next step is watafute contact.
They get the contact.
Yes. So wakishapata, let's see what happens next. Juu kuna wenye bado wako kazini hawajaangalia.
Yeah.
Like I would say more than half of KWIG members are nurses.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So hapo ndio bado tena tunangoja watu waone. And then
I didn't want to insist mambo ya kuuza nini and so on, kwa sababu sometimes people take someone at a different picture, but I have something. The 100 acres at Konza. That one with your group, you can do great things. And if you go to Optiven.
Oh, wachana Optiven.
Enda kwa Optiven, uende kwa link ya Konza, you'll see they are selling 900,000. Yeah. Na hiyo iko the other side of Konza, not where Konza is. So this one is touching the touching Konza station, and it's going for 2.2. But if we discuss well, ama kukuwe na interested people, we could also do 2 million per acre. If you divide 2 million per acre, each member you will be getting an eighth at 300,000.
Yeah.
So if people would be convinced to buy together, it's the way to go. If they go alone, they will buy at 900,000 at Optiven. If they go together, it's only 3K Yauku. So ongea na watu wako, we need.
There's a group coming up, actually. We've just started, and some of them were in there. So wantaka ku invest, and I think that would be a good thing. If I may ask, where is Konza or Konsa?
Konza is it's coming up. It's a techno city coming up. So the government created this techno city, and they have already started building the infrastructure, and they have invited a lot of companies. It will be the Silicon Valley of Kenya. So there is a lot of investment which is going around there. And it's a good place because this is a hub where maybe Microsoft will be having offices and so on and so on. So people would want somewhere to sleep or to have
I get it.
a good home, later after working in the city. So that's why it has a name right now. And they are doing well. If you go to YouTube or something, you'll see the infrastructure which is being laid down right now. They are quite serious. It's there. The other properties that I sent you, maybe in Rwaka, that's where people come together and they build an apartment and so on. Because we can say in Rwaka, 1 bedroom goes for 30,000. Although we can say construction right now, it's quite expensive. Someone might need to wait a little bit before they engage. But if you buy a plot in Rwaka at 30 million and build maybe with 70 million, then you are looking to be having a return of 1 million per month. So you can do your math. whether you could sell some units and then have your return, or you could be having these 1 million or between 1 million to 1.5 returns when you do 1 bedrooms and so on. Yeah, there are a lot of avenues where people could do investments and so on.
Yeah,
especially for us, or for people who don't often go home. Yeah, yeah. For me, I frequent home, so I'm up to date with quite a few things here and there.
Home kumeendelea, so I go home twice a year.
Okay.
So and that's the only way to go. Look what has happened to Ukraine and the African students in Ukraine. You know, it's always like there's some small signs mnapewa, you don't belong.
You don't belong.
You will never belong.
You'll never belong. You'll never belong.
So these are some of the things that were more of an eye opener, and you go like, okay, sawa. Na zinakuja ni nyingi na zitafuatana. So guys have to be very smart. They have to be smart, but if you look at things why people took it slow to invest in back home, it's because they have gone a lot of wamepitia mashida nyingi sana. Watu wamegongwa.
So, yes.
Mimi mwenyewe nimegongwa.
You see. Familia, kampuni, kwanza wakisikia uko majuu, it has been something else. So people wameogopa. Yeah. And sasa technology and people coming together, it has helped, because right now you can do a camera or a CCTV and you'll be looking your construction site every day. You'll be seeing what's happening and so on. So hautapigiwa picha huko na nini.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah, sure.
So I think that is it. Tutazungumza. Let's keep in touch, and I'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
And then immediately there's that WhatsApp group or whatever group it's going to be. We're going to add you in so that at least you can also follow up.
I can follow
Otherwise, up. I'm sure watakuja direct, and then now that the info and the whatever is there, so let's wait and give them time to digest the information.
All right.
Sawa.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
Have a good one too.
Yeah, and I hope you were okay with the session.
I was okay. I'm very much okay.
Sawa.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, tutazidi.
Okay.
Okay, bye.